Salvete, amici. I hope you're all having a blessed day, and I thank you for joining me for this half moon reading. If you're new to the channel, I'm Phoenix Wordlamp. I do readings twice a month for the half moons. The half moons are normally talked about only in their relationship to the full and new moons, whether it's the waxing or waning moons, but I believe it has a much ignored liminal aspect, being half dark and half light, reminiscent of the balance of opposites and the creation that can bring. It's the breath the moon takes before plunging onward towards fullness or newness. So let's see what energies will be about us during this upcoming half moon. On this half moon, the moon moves in to Libra from Virgo. So on top of our already quite in between space that we're having with the half moon in general, we're also having a transition between signs on the day of the half moon. And Virgo is very analytical and reserved, but Libra, on the other hand, is very enthusiastic and outgoing, very sociable. So we're probably going to have a shift in the energies in that direction. However, let us see what the cards want us to know as well. I usually just tune into the energy of the half moon when I'm doing this. Today I'm using the Patch Tarot. Alright, let's see what we've got. Got the Five of Discs in reverse. We have the Three of Swords. And we have the Princess of Wands. Alright, so we're going to have a lot to figure out here, because these don't always indicate happy times. So we've got the Five of Discs, and this is about the feeling of lack and worrying about not having enough. Now in reverse, this means that you do have enough right now, but you might be concerned about it unnecessarily. It also can mean that it says disaster here. I don't like to read reversals that way, but just keep in mind that if you are focusing on the things that you don't have, you're not giving the things that you do have the proper attention, and that can lead to some serious problems. Speaking of which, we have the Three of Swords here. Now, this is normally a card of loss or heartbreak. So, always understand that when you lose something, or something hurts you, that it is basically making room for new things to happen. Don't let anything that leaves your life during this half moon get to you, and you should be able to stay afloat. The Princess of Wands in reverse, now she's usually very fiery, enthusiastic, passionate, she's going for what she wants. In reverse, it's indicating either an excess or a deficiency in this. And considering this, it may be very difficult to maintain this positive mood that you've been carrying so far, that's been pushing you forward and keeping you driven, when some things in your life are not going exactly according to plan. But let's find out a little bit more about this and figure out why we have the Five of Discs in reverse here. Alright, there's going to be some changes coming this half moon. So we've got this sort of weighing of the things in our lives and deciding what is most harmonious, what gives us the most power, and balancing those things against each other. And that's going to cause a lot of changes, a lot of things you'll realize you could do without. You don't need necessarily these things here. You got a perfectly good mountain to do this magic with. What do you need pentacles? The point is that there's going to be a change in your outlook, a change in how you are viewing your resources, and that will likely cause some upset in your life that could make you feel like you've lost something or lost a way of being. But let's see where the Three of Swords has to do with all of this. Alright, we've got the Four of Swords right after that. So, this is going to be followed up by a period of rest. If this change hurts, it's okay. Take some time to meditate, to relax, to recuperate, to process what's going on and the changes that are happening for you right now. Because you're going to need that time of recuperation. Because there's also some energy here, and I want to find out more about the Princess of Wands as well. So, we have the Hierophant in reverse. This is normally a card of structures and rules and organizations and institutions, and often having to do with religion. In this case, it is having a lot to do with spirituality and religion. As we can see many symbols and figures here relating to religion. So, this whole thing could have something to do with your spiritual practice or your beliefs about the world and how things work. It could be being shaken up right now, and that has a lot to do with what we talked about before. Maybe our material resources had a lot to do with our spirituality before. For some of us, I'm getting that that might be the case. For others, it may be that we're having a crisis of faith. But there's a lot of energy behind this, and some of this may have to be doing, because it says hedonistic here, and that's like calling to me at this point of the reading to point out that this may have to do with, and there's nothing wrong with taking pleasure in things. But if you have been like having a poor relationship with your stuff and like using that to kind of go all out and like party so much and like, spend all your money, and you're going to have this feeling of lack, and you're going to want to change your relationship to money, and you're going to want to figure out what's going on, and that may hurt. So I'm getting that has a lot to do with it, maybe in your spiritual practice, or like the way that you believed the world should go had to do too much with the things that you thought should be a part of your life, and you're changing your relationship to that attitude. Now that's going to be a lot of what's going on with this half moon, but I want to also pull a magical spell card to see a little bit more about the overarching theme. Spell card we have today is Harvest. Alright. So, what this says on it is, as the waves of the ocean are infinite, as the trees in the forest grow tall, let my work now bring me to harvest. I am ready to receive my all. So, this is letting you know that all of this that you're going through during this half moon, which seems like a lot, a lot of changes. It's a short period of change. This is a minor arcana, but it's shaking up the way you view things a good bit. And with the major arcana Hierophant in reverse, it's shaking it up quite a bit. But this is letting you know that this is not for nothing. That there is something that will be reaped by the end of it that is being made room for right now. So, keep hope. Don't let this shaking up of the way you've viewed things, the way you've viewed your material world, and what should be in it and what shouldn't be. Don't let that take away your hope, because there is something to be gleaned at the end. There's going to be seeds planted that will grow into something else. And give yourself some time to rest and recuperate. Think about these things, because that will help you going forward into this period of time. So, I hope this was helpful for you. If you would like a private reading with me, well, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer, because my website is not complete yet, but it will be soon, so stay tuned. And I will see you guys next half moon.